Good evening, all. We'll start in 5 minutes because your friends are still joining. Today, we are going to discuss the topic clocks. Like, I will tell you what kind of models are going to be there and what to discuss. At the end, we are going to solve some practice problems. Okay, so just wait for 5 or 6 minutes, then we'll start our class. Okay, they can watch the recorded video if they want. We'll start the class. Now, all of you. So, what I'm going to tell you today is I will tell you 4 different models of clocks. I will explain one by one first, then I will tell you how to solve those kind of models. See this one. So, the first kind of model we are going to do here is finding out angle between hour hand and minute hand. Finding out angle between hour hand and minute hand. For example, let us take the time is 3:30. He will ask you to find out the angle between hour hand and minute hand at that time. For example, the most common answer here is 90 degrees, but this is not the exact answer. Why? Because see, if you observe in the original clock at 3:30, the hour hand is going to be in between 3 and 4, but not exactly on 3. So the original clock is gonna look like this, like figure 2, but not like figure 1. So you need to find out this exact answer. You are going to get only 75 degrees but not 90. So at different times, how you are going to find out that angle? He is going to mention the time and you need to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand at that time. That is the first model. Second one here is he will ask you some direct questions like how many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock are going to coincide, or how many times they are going to form 90 degrees, how many times they are going to form 180 degrees, and so on. Here you are going to give it direct answers, but I will explain why you are getting those answers also. But that's our second model, like how many times you are going to get 90, 180 and 360 degrees on a clock. Now the third model here is he is going to mention you the time and you need to find out, okay, during that time when the given angle will be formed. For example, he will say simply like this: at what time between 3 and 4 you are going to get 75 degrees. He will give some time span like in between 3 and 4 or in between 5 and 6 and so on, and he will ask you during the time span at exactly what time you are going to get the given angle. Like for example, at what time between 6 and 7 you are going to get 180 degrees. He will give you a time span and you need to find out when you are going to get this particular angle during this time span. That's the third model. The fourth one here is wrong clock problems. Wrong clock in the sense, let us take, I am having 2 watches. One is working completely fine, but there is a fault in the second one. You are setting both of them at 9 am, the original one as well as the faulty one. If you are observing after 1 hour, the original one is showing 10, but the faulty one is showing 10:05. After one more hour, the original one is showing 11, but the faulty one is showing 11:10. So there is some problem with the faulty one. If it is working like this, then he will say like this. Like if you are checking the watch after 10 days, the original one is showing 11 p.m. What is the time in the faulty one? Or if the faulty one is showing 12 p.m., what is the time in the original one, and vice versa. Actually, I have taken the faster clock here. Sometimes it can be slower also. Like it's gonna show 9:55, 10:50. After every 1 hour, it is gonna slow down. So how you are going to convert the original time into wrong time, or if you know the wrong time, how you are going to convert back to original time? That's our fourth model. If we cover all these four models, then we are done with the topic. I will just repeat all of them once again, then we will start the problems one by one. Okay, see here. The first one here is finding out angle between hour hand and minute hand. For example, if he is saying 3:30, so if the time is 3:30, at that time what will be the exact angle between the dials, like hour hand and minute hand? And the second one, how many times on a clock you are going to get 0 degrees, 180 degrees or 90 degrees? You just need to find out those values. And the third one here is, he is going to give us time span, like in between 7 and 8 when you are going to get 90 degrees, or in between 6 and 7 when you are going to get 30 degrees exact between the dials. That's our third model. And coming to the fourth one, it's about wrong clock. Wrong clock means he is going to give you a time span, or like this, you are having two clocks, one is working fine but there is a problem in the fourth one. So if you are having two clocks like that, so he will say like this, the faulty one is gaining 5 minutes for every 1 hour. That means after every 1 hour it is going to show 5 minutes extra. Then he will give you original time and ask you to find out faulty time, or he will give you faulty time, then he will ask you to find out original time. I will give you 1 minute to understand what was there on the screen. Okay, observe all the four models, then I will give you some basic details, then we will move on to one by one problem. Okay. Okay, let's dive into the topic. See guys, before moving on to the problems, I will give you some basic details of what is actually happening there. See, you need to learn only three things, like how the dials are moving on a clock. I will explain that one first, then eventually we are going to dive into the problems. Okay, see this one. On a clock, we are going to have 12 digits. And if you observe very carefully, all of them together are covering 360 degrees because we are having on a circle. And we know that each digit is actually representing 1 hour of time. So we can say that all the 12 hours together are covering total 360 degrees. So if 12 hours are covering 360 degrees means I can say 1 hour equals to 360 by 12, which is 30 degrees. So 1 hour of time is always equals to 30 degrees. Then what is meant by 1 hour of time? Let us say you are having 12 here and you are having 1 here. From the middle point, if you find out the exact angle between them, you are going to get 30 degrees. Similarly, let us take 1 is here and 2 is here. If you find out angle between them, again you are going to get 30 degrees. So the angle between any two successive digits is always equals to 30 degrees. So if 12 numbers are 12 hours covering 360 degrees means 1 hour is always equals to 30 degrees. Next, the second point. How many minutes will be there on a clock? If the minute hand is starting here and if it is coming back to the same position, we will say 60 minutes has passed. So 60 minutes also equals to, okay, 360 degrees. So 1 minute equals to 1 minute equals to 360 by 60. That means only 6 degrees. So if you observe carefully, what is meant by this 6 degrees? Let us take this is 12 and this is 1. If you know that we are already having 30 degrees here, but if you observe carefully, there will be 4 small gaps between 12 and 1. Each gap is going to represent 1 minute of time. So if you find out this angle, this is going to be exactly 6 degrees. 6, 6, 6, 6. Like that, you are going to have 30 degrees between 1 hour. So remember, 1 minute always equals to 6 degrees and 1 hour always equals to 30 degrees. The last and final one. See, let us take the time equal to 3:30. How many hours are there? 3. And we know 1 hour equal to 30 degrees. That means 3 hours equals to 90 degrees. That means if you start on 12, if you go by 90 degrees, you are going to have your 3. Similarly, how many minutes we are having here? 30. So 1 minute equal to 6 degrees means 30 into 6, you are going to get 180 degrees. So from here, if you have 180, you are going to have your 6. But if you observe carefully, here we are seeing an angle of 90. But on a original clock, you are not going to have 90. Why? Because this particular hour hand is not going to be on 3. It will be in between 3 and 4. That is here. Now the next step we are going to do here is how much extra angle the hour hand is covering. So the extra angle covered by hour hand is actually depending upon the movement of minute hand. Like if you are having only 1 minute, it will be slightly away from 3. If you are having 5 minutes, further 4. If you are having 20 minutes, further away. So the more number of minutes you are having there, the more far away it is going to go from 3. So actually that extra angle of hour hand is affected by the movement of minute hand. That's what we are going to discover next. How the movement of minute hand is affecting the movement of hour hand. So please pay attention. I will repeat once again, but pay attention. Now see this one. If let us take the time equal to 3 o'clock. If the minute hand is starting here and if it is coming back to the same position after 1 hour, then the time will be 4 then. Initially the time is 3. If the minute hand is coming back to 12 after 1 hour, then the time will be 4. So I can say that if the minute hand moved by 60 minutes from 12 to 12, it can move the hour hand by 30 degrees. That is from 3 to 4. That means for every 1 minute movement of minute hand, it is moving the hour hand extra by half degree. That means let us take, I am saying 30 minutes. So for every 1 minute movement of minute hand, it can move the hour hand half degree extra. Means in 30 minutes it can move 15 degrees extra. So this is not going to be on 3. It will be 15 degrees away from 3. So we know total angle is 90. 90 minus 15, you are going to get exactly 75 degrees here. I will repeat everything once again. Please pay attention. What I am saying here is, we know that we are having 12 digits and 12 digits together are covering 360 degrees, means one digit is covering 30 degrees. So we can say that 1 hour is always equals to 30 degrees. That is the first one. Then we know that we are going to have 60 minutes on a clock, and 60 minutes also equals to 360 degrees. Because why? If the minute hand is starting here, if it is coming back to the same position, that is covering 360 degrees, that means 60 minutes. In 1 minute it can cover 360 by 60, that is 6 degrees. So remember, 1 minute is equals to 6 degrees. But if you take only that example, you are going to get 3 into 30, 90, because 1 hour is 30 means 3 hours 90. 1 minute 6 degrees means 3 minutes 180. If you take the difference, you are going to get only 90 degrees. But we know that's not 90. So how the minute hand is affecting the extra movement of our hand? So for that, what I am saying is, let us take the example of 3 o'clock. Let us take minute hand is starting here and coming back to the same position. That means the minute hand is moving 60 minutes. Now in that time, what will happen? The hour hand will be moved from 3 to 4. That means hour hand is moving by 30 degrees. In 60 minutes of minute hand, if it can move hour hand by 30 degrees, means in 1 minute it can move half degree. That means let us take the time is 3 o'clock. If the minute hand came here by 1 minute, it can move this one by half degree. 1 more minute, 1 more half degree. 1 more minute, 1 more half degree. Like that. Now if you observe here, we are already having 30 minutes. So it can move extra by 30 into off 15 degrees. So it's not going to be on 90, it will be 15 degrees extra from 90, so it will be at 105. So minute hand is at 180 and hour hand at 105. So what is the difference here? 75 degrees is going to be in between them. Don't worry about all this process, only remember three things. The first one is 1 hour is always equal to 30 degrees, 1 minute is always equal to 6 degrees. For every 1 minute movement of minute hand, it can move the hour hand extra by half degree. Just remember all these three. I will give you some time, try to understand, then we will go with one by one models. Okay, if you are having any doubt, please let me know in the chat box, otherwise type clear. Okay, I will start solving the problems. If it is clear, please type C. I will start solving one by one model. Otherwise, if you are having any doubt, please type repeat. If it is clear, please type C. If you want me to repeat, please type R. Okay, let's start. The first one we are going to do here is finding out angle between hour hand and minute hand. For example, I will take the two examples here. Please try to pay attention. I am going to solve two different problems. Let us take, I want to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 3:30. Similarly, angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 4:20. He is going to ask the questions like this. Find out the angle between hour hand and minute hand at 3:30. Find out the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 4:20. So how you are going to do? The first thing, see what we are going to do here is, let us take the clock is like this. By starting at 12, we are going to find out this angle. Let us take theta 1. Then find out this angle, theta 2. Subtract 1 from the other, you will get your answer. So the first thing I am going to do here is, I am going to find out angle made by hour hand. So how many hours are there? We are having 3 hours. So how many hours are there? Multiply that value with 30, because 1 hour equal to 30 degrees. So if you do this one, you are going to get angle up to exactly 3. But I want to find out this extra angle. For that extra angle, how many minutes you are having, add those many offs. So in our example, how many hours are there? 3. So 3 into 30, because 1 hour equal to 30 degrees, plus how many minutes are there? 30. Add those many offs. So 90 plus 15, you are going to get 105. So from here to here, the theta 1 is going to be 105. Second one, find out angle made by minute hand. You no need to do anything, simply multiply number of minutes with 6. Why? Because 1 minute equals to always 6 degrees. So 30 into 6, which is equal to 180 degrees. So from here to here, theta 2 is 180. The last and final step, subtract one from the other. Whichever is higher, subtract the lower value. Take the difference between hour hand and minute hand angle. You will get the angle between both of them, which is 75 degrees. I am going to solve one more problem. Please pay attention. Simple thing. First of all, you need to find out angle made by hour hand. Then you need to find out angle made by minute hand. So let's find out angle made by hour hand. So hour hand angle equal to hours into 30 plus minutes into off. So 120 plus 10, you are going to get 130. Then find out angle made by minute hand. Simply minutes into 6, that is going to be 120. Last and final step, subtract one from the other, that is the angle between hour hand and minute hand, which is 10 degrees here. That's how you are going to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand. But sometimes what happens is, in the some problems he will ask you to find out reflex angle. Reflex angle by definition means it has to be more than 180. For example, he is asking you to find out reflex angle when the time is 4:20, but what we got here, 10 only, that means 4:20. So in the clock you are gonna see 10 degrees here, but reflex angle means 180, more than 180. So that means he is asking you to find out this angle but not between them. So whenever he is asking reflex angle, if your answer is already more than 180, no need to do anything, keep the answer as it is. But if your answer is less than 180, do 360 minus your answer to get the original reflex angle, which is 350 in this case. If it is a normal angle, just subtract one from the other, that's more than enough. But if he is asking reflex angle means which has to be more than 180. If you are already having more than 180, no need to do anything. But if you are having less than 180, do 360 minus your answer to get the final answer. Okay, I hope the first model is clear. If you are clear, please type C. If you are having any doubt, I will wait for 1 to 2 minutes. Please ask in the chat box. Do it fast. Okay, I hope this one is clear. So let's move on to the second one, like how to find out angle between, like how many times they are going to overlap, how many times you are going to get 90, how many times you are getting 360 degrees and all. That's our second model. That's what we are going to do next. So let's move on to the second one, like how to find. Okay, see here. So the next model is going to be the direct questions. He will simply ask you to find out what is the, how many times you are getting 90, how many times you are getting 180 degrees and so on. That's what we are going to discuss next. See guys, let us take, in 12 hours of time, how many times do you think the hands are going to overlap like this? You can say this is 0 or 360 degrees. So how many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock are going to overlap with each other, like this one or this one? It doesn't matter. How many times do you think the hands of a clock are going to overlap with each other? The most common answer here is 12 times, but it's not. You are going to get only 11 times. Okay, now I'm going to show you why you are getting 11 times. Please pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to open a browser and you can see it very clearly. So I'm going to open any browser for you. I hope you can see the screen. So please. Okay, see it very clearly. generally what people will think is, so they are going to assume that they are going to get 12 times because, yeah, see this one. Okay, they are going to think like this: you are getting at 12 o'clock, then they think you are going to get 1 5, but in 1 5 you are not going to get the exact overlapping. Similarly, if you observe after the next overlapping, you are not going to get on 210, you are not going to get on 315. If you are actually you are getting more than after 316. So there is some difference between where you are getting overlapping in your head and the actual overlapping. Now, but you may ask like this, sir, anyway we are getting one overlapping after every 1 hour, that should be 12 times. But the problem comes, you are going to get like this only up to 11 o'clock, but in between 11 and 1 there will be a gap of 2 hours, but you will get only one overlapping. See this one. Let us count at 12 o'clock. Now next overlapping is here, like 1 5 after some seconds, 1 5 here second time, here third time, here fourth time, here fifth, here sixth. See, the more you go, it's going to more forward. Next 7, next 8, next 9, next 10. See here, okay, and the last and final one, 11. So if you observe very carefully, if you count properly, you are going to get only 11 times but not 12. Why? Because whatever the gap you are seeing here, like see, you are not getting exactly on 9:45, you are getting somewhere at 9:50. So whatever the gaps you are seeing there, they are going to get cumulative, and you can see the difference between 11 and 1 o'clock. Why? Because if you observe carefully, there won't be any overlapping between 11 and 12. It will directly become 12 o'clock. See this one. There won't be any overlapping between 11 and 12. That will be directly become 12 o'clock. See, in between 10 and 11 you are going to get one time. In between 9 and 10 also you are going to get one time. But there won't be any overlapping between 11 and 12. That's why you are going to get only 11 times but not 12. If you want, you can count once again. See this one. Count this as 1, 12 o'clock. 1. We are down to 1. This one is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You won't get the 12th, because why? It will directly become 12 o'clock. So what is actually happening here is, there will be always some gap between hour hand and minute hand while they are overlapping. See here, we are not getting it 210, we are getting 211. All these gaps will get cumulative, and because of that you are not going to get any overlapping between 11 and 12. So that's why you are going to have only 11 overlappings but not 12. So if somebody is asking you how many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock will coincide, the simplest answer here is directly 11 times. So remember, if it is 0 degrees or 360 degrees, that means overlapping on each other, you are going to get 11 times for every 12 hours of time. And if it is one day, you are going to get 22 times, okay, in 24 hours of time, that is per day. Okay, now the second question comes, how many times you are going to get 90 degrees? Now just for example, how many times in 1 hour you are going to get 90? See this one, you are going to get it 3 o'clock, again you are going to get it 3:30, or you are going to get it 4:05, or you are going to get it 4:35. So most of the people will think that for every 1 hour they are getting 2 times, that means they are going to think the answer as 24 times, but not. Why? Because you are always not going to get 2 times. Sometimes there will be only 1 time. Because of that, you are going to get only 22 times but not 24 times. That's what we are going to see next. See this one. I am going to start at 3 o'clock for your convenience. This is 1 time. And if you observe carefully, we may not get it 3:30, but we are getting somewhere between 3 and 4. So that is still 2 times. First is at 3 o'clock and second one is 3:37. Similarly, you are going to get it 4:05 and again here somewhere 4:38 or something like that. But the problem here is, you may think, sir, anyway we are getting 2 times for every 1 hour. what it matter, like whether you are getting a 435 or 438. See guys, you may think like that, but every time you are not going to get two times, sometimes it will be only one time. That's what I'm going to see here, show you here. So let's go back to 2 o'clock. If you observe carefully, in between 2 and 3, let us see where you are getting 90. Okay, this is 190, like in between 2 and 3, but you are not going to get the next 90, that will directly become 3 o'clock. Observe very carefully, in between 2 and 3, you are not going to get two 90s, you are going to get only 190. See this one, from here this will be one of the 90. Okay, then again you are not going to get the next 90, that will directly become 3 o'clock. That's why you are missing 190 here. The same thing will happen in between 8 and 9. Let's go to 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Try to count how many 90s are there. See, I am getting one of the 90 here, but I won't get the next 90, that will directly become 9 o'clock. That means 190 is missing there. So that's why what I am saying is, you are going to miss 190 between 2 and 3 and 190 between 8 and 9. Because of that, even though you are getting 2 times for every 1 hour, if for a time of 12 hours, okay, how many 90s are going to be there? Only 22 times you are going to get 90 for every 12 hours. But if it is a day, you are going to get 44 times in 24 hours, that is one day. I will write what is happening here. Why you are missing one time here? Because in between 11 and 12 you are missing one overlapping. Similarly, why you are getting 22 times here? In between 2 and 3 and 8 and 9 you are missing two 90s. That's why you are getting only 44 times for 24 hours. The last and final one, how many times you are going to get 180 degrees? 1 degrees means this one, exactly opposite. Again, the most people will say the answer as 12 times, but if you observe carefully, you are going to miss one time between 5 and 6. Okay, as you can see here, just wait, I will show you. So overlapping in the sense, let us take, see for example, like exactly 180 degrees means these kind of scenarios, exactly opposite one time, see exactly opposite one more time. So they will think like that, you are going to get 12 times, but try to observe very carefully hour by hour. So let's go back to 12 o'clock, you will get better idea. See this one, this is 12. If you go exactly opposite, you are getting one time here or not? Okay, that's fine. You are getting one time here or not? It may not be exactly 135, but still you are getting one time. But proceed like this till 5 o'clock. Let's go up to 5 o'clock. You are getting every time over opposite, but in between 5 and 6 there won't be such scenario. See this one, I am starting at 5, observe very carefully, you are not going to get the exact opposite, that will directly become 6 o'clock. Again, in between 7 and 8 again you are going to get, no issue, but in between 5 and 6 there won't be 180. See, let us take at 5 o'clock, if you go exactly like that, you are not going to get 180. Why? Because it will directly become 6 o'clock, and we are going to count this 180 in 6, not at 5. That's why you are missing 180 in between 5 and 6. See, 180 means exactly opposite. You are going to get only 11 times for 12 hours. Why? Because 180 is missing between 5 and 6. That's if it is a day, you are going to get 22 times for 24 hours. So remember guys, if it is 0 or 180, you are going to get 11 times for every 12 hours. If it is 90, you are going to get 22 times for every 12 hours. I am going to give you 1 minute time. Try to observe what was there on the screen. You no need to explain them. They will directly ask you how many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock are going to form 90, or how many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock are going to form 180. They will ask like that. You just need to write these answers, no need to explain anything. So if it is 0 or 180, that is 11 times for every 12 hours. If it is 90, that is 22 times for 12 hours. Look at the screen for 1 minute, then I will tell you the next model. If you are having any doubt or any queries, let me know in the chat box. Okay, now you will get this doubt, sir, how the questions are going to be in the examination. Okay, I will show you some links. Just choose any one number of your choice, like 1 means first link, 2 means second link. I will open that random link, then I will show you how to solve that problem. Okay, then we'll move on to the third model. Okay, now I'm going to open a browser, and then I'm going to simply types the clock problems. Choose any one link of your choice. Just type the random number, like 1 means first link, 2 means second links, and so on. Okay, choose any one number, like 1 means Byju's, 2 means India Books, 3 means textbook, like that. Choose any one number. Whoever answers first or whomever chart first, I'm going to open that link. Okay, write down the number of link in the chat box. I will open that link and I will show you how to solve that problem. Your choice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whichever you want, choose that number. Do it fast. We have to go to the next one. 2 more models are there, we have to cover them also. Type any one number of your choice. I will open that link so that you will know how to solve the problem there. Okay, okay, let's go for 3. So Sonal is saying 3, let's go for 3. 3 is textbook. Let's go to textbook now. So I will directly go to the problems. We learned only 2 models, there is overlapping case as well as angle between them. So I will take you directly to the angle between them problems. Where are the problems here? Problem. So they are not giving angle between problems here. Where it is? Just let me see some problems here. Where is the question? Where is the question? Angle based questions here. There is a second model. Next one. These are all what we are going to discuss next. Like the first problem here is I told you, like from angle to time in between 5 and 6 when you are going to get 0 degrees. That's the next model we are going to discuss. See the second question. What will be the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 7:30? So when the time is 7:30, what we told you? First take the hours. How many hours are there? 7. Multiply the hours with 30 plus how many minutes are there? 30. Add those many offs. So you are going to get 210 plus 15, which is 225. Done. Next, find out angle made by minute hand. How many minutes are there? 30. So 30 into 6, 180. Subtract 1 from the other. 225 minus 180. You are going to get the answer as 45 degrees, which is the same answer here. Is it clear? I have just taken one of the model which I have discussed. Forget about all the formulas and all. Find out hour hand angle, then find out minute hand angle, subtract one from the other, you will get your answer. That's how they are going to ask in the examination. What will be the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the clock shows 7:30? Find out angle made by hour hand, then find out angle made by minute hand, subtract one from the other, you will get your answer. That is one of the model we have discussed. Don't worry, we will going to cover the remaining models also. I just want to show you that even though I am explaining orally, the questions you can expect in the examination. That's why. So Anusha is saying link 1. So let's go for one more link. Okay, let's open one more link as for your friends. So let's open link 1, that is Byju's. So let us choose one of the problem here. that is angle between them. Then I will tell you the second model, then we'll cover the next problem, and so on like that. So much of useless information. Let's go to the problems. We just want to find out the angle. I'm just searching for one of the problem. Come on, where is the direct problem, man? The angle between I'm just searching for the problem, don't worry. Yeah, we got a problem here. Fourth one. Angle between minute hand and hour hand when the time is 5:30. What I told you? Simply multiply, first take the hour hand, hours with 30 and minutes with off. So that's going to be 150 plus 15. You are going to get 165. That is the hour hand angle. Then find out minute hand angle. Simply minutes into 6. That is 180. Subtract one from the other. 180 minus 165. You are going to get your answer as 15 degrees. That is here. I hope the first two models are clear. The first model is finding out the angle, and the second one is that overlapping case. We will now move on to the third model so that you can solve the remaining problems also. If it is clear till now, please type clear. We will move on to the third model. I will wait for 1 minute for you to respond. Then I will go to the next model. If it is clear, please type clear so that I can move forward for the next model. I am waiting for your responses. Okay, let's go. The third model, like he will say one time, like in between 5 and 6, in between 6 and 7, when you are going to get one particular angle. That's what we are going to do next one. So before moving on, you have to understand one term called relativity. Relativity means how one object is responding with respect to other object. For example, let us take I am here in one train, my friend is there in one more train. Okay, both of them us are moving in the same direction with the same speed, like 5 5. So if we start talking in some station, we can talk as long as we want. Even though we both are moving with respect to each other, we are not feeling any speed. Why? Because we are moving in the same direction with the same speed. So if there is no actual difference between us, means we are actually feeling zero speed. Like this person is feeling zero speed of this person, and this person is feeling zero speed of this person. So that's what we are going to call it as relative speed. How much other person's speed you are actually feeling. Similarly here in our clocks, see there, let us take the time equal 12 o'clock. If you observe the angle between them or the time difference between hour hand and minute hand, there is no difference there. But if you observe after 1 hour, that will become 1 o'clock. So there is a gap of 5 minutes. And after one more hour, there will be a gap of 10 minutes. After one more hour, there will be a gap of 15 minutes. So the time gap between hour hand and minute hand is going to increase after every 1 minute by 5 minutes. The time gap between hour hand and minute hand are going to increase by 5 minutes after every 1 hour of time. That means that, let us take, there is a, if you are seeing from hour hand point of view, the minute hand is not covering the entire gap, it is lagging by 5 more minutes extra, 5 more minutes extra. That's why what generally will say, if the minute hand is covering 60 minutes, with relative to hour hand it can cover only 55 minutes. That means if you are seeing from hour hand point of view, you can see only 55 minutes coverage, not 60 out of 60. What I am saying is, after every 1 hour of time, the hour hand is going to go ahead by 5 minutes. But instead of saying I am going ahead by 5 minutes, if you see from hour hand point of view, you will feel like the minute hand is lagging by 5 minutes. That's why what we generally say here is, for every 60-minute movement of minute hand, if you are seeing from hour hand point of view, you can see only 55 minutes gap between them. Okay, now why this is important? Let us see what is actually happening there. So just remember, for every 60-minute movement of minute hand, from hour hand point of view, you can see only 55 minutes difference. Now why it is useful? Let us take, I want to find out at what time between, okay, anybody tell any time. I will take for example 4 to 5. In between 4 and 5, I want to find out when I am going to get 180 degrees. It's a simple question here. At what time between 4 and 5 you are going to get 180 degrees? That is as simple as that. I will tell you what are the steps you need to do here. The first step, draw a wrong clock. Draw a wrong clock without taking the effect of minute hand. That means whatever the lower limit you are having here, place your hour hand on the lower limit, and whatever the angle he is giving you, form this angle from this dial. So if you are forming 180, what number is going to be here? 10. I am repeating once again. If it is 450, that's not going to clock is not going to look like this. If it is 450, the hour hand will be in between 4 and 5. But what I am saying is, draw a wrong clock. Whatever the lower limit you are having here, that is 4, place your hour hand on 4. Then whatever the angle given in the problem, form this angle from this hand onwards. Like take this hand as a reference point, then form 180 degrees from here. How much it is there? From 4 to 180 means you are going to get the dial on 10. 10 means how many minutes are there? 50. Now just do the cross multiplication like this. For every 60 minutes, okay, we feel only 55 minutes from our hand point of view. Now from our hand point of view, if you are feeling only 50 minutes, what will be the original time? Just do the cross multiplication. 50 into 60 by 55, that means 12 by 11. 5 into 12, 600 by 11. 5 11s are 55. 55, you are going to have 5 0. One second. Yeah, this one. If you do 5 11s are 55, you are going to have 50. Then 4 11s are 44. You are going to have a remainder of 6. So you are going to bet 6 by 11. That's what I am doing here. I am doing like this. 5 11s are 55. You are going to get 5 0. 4 11s are 44. The remainder is 6. So you are going to get 54 6 by 11. Quotient remainder by divisor. That means we thought the answer is 450, but the actual answer is 454 6 by 11. I will repeat the entire process once again. You will get clear idea. See this one. The question is going to be like this. At what time between 4 and 5 you are going to get 180 degrees? For that, what I am saying is, whatever the lower number you are having, if it is in between 4 and 5, place the hour hand on 4. If it is between 3 and 4, place the hour hand on 3. If it is between 5 and 6, place the hour hand on 5, like that. Whatever the lower limit you are having here, place your hour hand on that limit. Then if he is saying 180, form 180 degrees. If he is saying 90 degrees, form 90 degrees, and find out how many minutes are there. Then write this statement. For every 60 minutes of original minute hand movement, from our hand point of view, you can see only 55. Now how much you are seeing here? 50. So if you are seeing 50, what is the original time? Just do the cross multiplication, you will get your exact time. Just look at the problem for 30 seconds, then I will show you how 4:54 clock is going to look like. I will show you the diagram of 4:54, so you can see exact 180 degrees there. Then I will solve you one more problem. But remember, you have to write that fractional part also. Okay, now let us see how the clock gonna look like 4:54 clock. I am going to open a browser and I am going to show you the clock image. So I am just gonna type 4:54 clock. I am just gonna show you some images. See this one. You can see 180 degrees, like they're going to be exactly opposite to each other. As you can see my hand here, this one 180, or you can see 180. Why there is slight difference? Why? Because we are actually ignoring that fractional part, like 6 by 11. Because of that you will get 1 or 2 degrees difference, not more than that. I will show you one more example so you will get better idea. For example, what will take? Okay, somebody please tell me a time range as well as angle also, like in between 3 and 4, 5 and 6, your choice. Tell me the time range as well as the angle you want, like 30, 60, 90, like that. Tell me the angle as well as time gap. I will solve that problem so that you will get better idea. Choose any time gap of your choice, choose any angle of your choice, like 60, 90, 180, like that. Do it fast, I will solve that problem for you. I am gonna wait for your replies. Okay, fine then. I will only take my number and my ones. So, previously I had taken 4 and 5. This time I will take 5 and 6. In 5 and 6, I just want to find out when I am going to get 90. So what I told you, place your R hand on 5, then form this angle 90. 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So that means that you have to form 90 degrees. So 90 means 5 to 6 30, 6 to 7 30, 7 to 8 30. You are going to get on 8. 8 means how many minutes? 40. Then write this statement. For every 60 minutes, we can see only 55 minutes gap. Now if you are seeing 40 minutes gap, what is the original time? 40 into 60 by 55. So that is going to be 12 by 11. That is 480 by 11. 4 11s are 44. That is 40. 3 11s are 33. 7 by 11. We got the answer as 543 7 by 11. We thought the answer is 540, but you are going to get 90 at 543. Okay, simple thing. Wherever you are having the lower limit, place your upper hand on the lower limit. Then whatever the angle given, from here form that angle. Then write this statement. For every 60 minutes, you can see only 55 minutes difference. So whatever the minute you are giving here, write that below 55 and do the cross multiplication. You will get your answer. Look at the problem for 1 minute. Then I will show you how the original of 543 clock is gonna look like. Okay, let's go. This is 543. We have to see 90 degrees gap. Okay, So let's go for 543. See here, you can see 90. See one, 2 digits before and 2 digits before. See this one, here also 2 digits before, here also 2 digits before. That means you can see 90 exactly. If you are getting like 4 or 5 degrees difference, means that because of you are neglecting that 7 by 11 part. But the difference should not be more than 6 degrees. Okay, 6 degrees means 1 minute. So the difference should not be more than 6 degrees. Okay, that is our third model, how you are going to find out angle. So again I am going to search for clocks problems. Choose any one link of your choice, we will solve that problem, then we'll go to the last and final model. Okay, choose any one link of your choice. Type 1, 2, 3, 4, type any number. We will solve one model from we will solve one problem from this model. Okay, Harkas, sorry, Kinira said second link. Okay, let's go for second link. Remember, we are going to find out angle problem now. Okay, so I will open some. Where this one? I got advertisement. Just wait. Yeah, that's the second link actually. So I will open some software to write on the screen itself. Yeah, everybody is saying second link. We'll go with second link only. No issue. Those are ads. So see this one. So this that we say remember guys, we have to solve that model also later on. But for now we are going to go with which model? Like that angle problem. So let's go one by one. I told you reflex angle. This is what we are doing this here. Where? This is not there. That model problem. Let's go to the next page. Yeah. See this one. Remember, the problem may seem different, but that is always the angle problem. See this one. At what time between 7 and 8 the hands of a clock are going to be in the same straight line but not together. Same straight line but not together means they're exactly opposite. So he is indirectly asking that in between 7 and 8 when you are going to get 180 degrees. That's the meaning of the problem. See, at what time between 7 and 8 the hands of a clock are going to be in a straight line but not together. So it means it has to be on a single line but should not be together, means it has to be exactly opposite. So in between 7 and 8 when you are going to get 180 degrees. So how you are going to do the problem? Simple thing. Place your hour hand on 7. Then what he is saying 180. So form 180 degrees from here. 180 means exactly you, sorry, I am going to get on the right side because 7 will be on left side, no? So place your hour hand on 7. Then find out exactly 180. So what will be here? 1. 1 means how many minutes? Only 5 minutes. Now write this statement. For every 60 minutes you can see only 55. How much I am saying? 5. So what is the original value? 5 into 60 by 55, that is 12 by 11. 5 12s are 60 by 11. 5 11s are 55. I am going to get 5. Okay, 5 by 11 is going to be like, I am doing like this. 5 11s are 55. 5. So 5 by 11. So I thought the answer is 7 5, but the actual answer is 7 5 by 11. So your answer should be 5 by 11 past 7. This, sorry, not that one. 5 by 11 past 7. So let us check the answer. Option D. Okay, you don't need to remember all this stuff. Simply write the diagram, multiply with 60 by 11, 55. You will get your answer. I will solve one more problem using the same method. Let us see, can we find any other problems there or not. Yeah, we got lucky here. We got the next problem itself. See, what time between 5:30 and 6 you are going to get right angle, that is 90. So let us say 5:30 means place on 5, and we want to form 90 but not on the right side, you have to form on left side because this is after 5:30. So 5 to 6:30, 6 to 7:30, 7 to 8:30. So in between 5:40 you are going to get that 90 degrees, but 8 means 40. Now write this statement. 60 equal to, you are getting only 55. How many minutes are there? 40. So what is the actual answer? 40 into 60 by 55, that is 12 by 11. 480 by 11. 4 11s are 44, 40. 3 11s are 33, 7 by 11. So your answer should be 43 7 by 11 after 5 o'clock. So after 5 o'clock, 43 7 by 11 means this one. This one should be your answer. Sorry, 43 7 by 11, second one, not first one. Not 5 by 11, that is 7 by 11. So let us check here. You can see that's the answer. I hope you are clear with this one for now. If it is clear, please type C. We will move on to the last and final model. Like how to find out at what time you are going to get that angle. If that model is clear, please type clear. We will move on to the last and final one. Then we can solve all these kind of problems once again together. I am waiting for your replies. Please type clear. Or if you are having any doubts, please let me know. I will wait for 1 to 2 minutes. See, preparing for a topic is not like you have to by heart to 1 or 2 questions and then you are going to get your answer. That's not what we are going to do here. We are going to learn from basic so that you will be in a position to solve each and every problem. That's my intention here. So guys, I'll give you my Telegram link. If anybody is interested, you can join in the group. We'll update all the information about placements and all. So my name is Ashok Kumar Bandi. So if you are interested, search the Ashok Kumar Bandi along with students. Search this in Telegram. You will find a group, Ashok Kumar Bandi students. In that group, we will write about placement drives and all. If anybody is interested or if you want the notes and all, you can download from there. That's a Telegram group. If you are interested, you can join. Okay, Ashok Kumar Bandi students. I'll give 1 minute if anybody wants to join, then we'll start the fourth model. Okay. Okay, one of your friend is asking 6 to 7 45 degrees. Guys, that's very easy. See, you have to place on 6, but 45 degrees means, see, you can't simply take the digits here because we know that 1 minute equals 6 degrees. See, if you want to do 45 minutes and all, you have to do again cross multiplication. Like I know that 1 minute equal to 6 degrees. That means 45 minutes, sorry, 45 degrees equal to how many minutes? Whatever the multiplication value you are having here, you have to place your hand exactly on that number. Like for example, see this one, I will show it. So guys, this your friend is asking this one, that's why I'm taking that problem, please don't mind. So let us take 45 means 45 by 6. You are going to get exactly, see this one, just wait. We want to find out in between 6 and 7 and we want to find out for 45 degrees. Okay, so place the hand on 6, done. From here you need to form 45 degrees. We know that. Okay, now one more question. 45 means there are two possibilities. You can take right side, you can take left side. So for convenience, based on the options you have to choose, but here I am going to go with left side. So 45 degrees means we know that 1 minute equal to 6 degrees means 45 minutes, 45 degrees means 7.5 minutes gap should be there. So here you are going to have 7, that is 6 degrees. Okay, so somewhere you are going to get here like 35 and so on, but you have to find out the exact time. So because of that you will get some difference in the calculation. Anyway, if you want I will do that one. So let's go for 635 for now, but that is just 1.5 degree. That is going to be microseconds are going to be there, like you are not going to go to 8. Sorry, my mistake, it is actually 7.5 minutes, my mistake, just wait. 7.5 minutes should be there. So this is 6 up to here 5 minutes, and if you go to 8 it will be 10 minutes. So 7.5 is going to be somewhere here. So 635 and 38. So here the number is going to be 38. Why? Because 7 is 35 and 8 is 40. We want exactly in between them. So you are going to calculate like this: 60 equal to 55 and I want only 38 equal to how much? 38 into 60 by 55. Just do the calculation, you will get your answer. Like 12 by 11, 38 into 60 by 55. So it is around 41.45. So you are going to get like, I will take like 2280 by 11. Sorry, that just 1 second. Don't worry, I will give you the answer. You are having 38 into 12, that is 456. 456 by 11. 4 11s are 44. Again 16. 111 is 11. You are going to have 5 by 11. So I thought the answer is 638, but the answer is going to be 641 5 by 11. Like I just need to maintain that gap. If it is clear, please type yes. If you are having still doubt, let me know. That's actually 7.05 degrees. It's actually 7.5 minutes. So from the number you have to take a gap of 7.5 minutes. I hope this one is clear. Simple thing. 30 degrees means 1 digit. 45 degrees means 1.5 digit. Sri, is it clear? If you are clear, please type C. Otherwise, if you are having doubt, please let me know. Because we know that 1 digit gap means 30 degrees. So we have to get 1.5 digit gap. Or if you want, I will show you the timing also. That is 6:41, right? Let's check the clock of 6:41. clock. As you can see, we are having exactly 1.5 digits, because 1 digit means 30. As you can see here, 1 complete digit plus half extra. See, 1 complete digit plus half extra. That's why you are getting 45 degrees. You can see 45 degrees means almost 1.5 digits gap should be there. That you can see there. Chalo. The last and final one, wrong clock problems. We are going to start now. Three, if you got the clarity, please type C. Otherwise, if you are having any doubt, please let me know. Simple thing, when you are having 90 and 180, you can directly place it. Otherwise, the easiest one here is find out 186 and then find out how many equal to 45 degrees. Then take that gap and do this calculation. You will get your answer. So let's go to the last and final one. That is wrong clock problems. So I will show you the question later on, but for now just I will explain. Let us take, we are having two different clocks. One is original one and there is a faulty one also. I am setting both of them at exactly 9 am. Okay, now my problem is, the faulty clock is gaining 5 minutes. It is gaining means it is going to move faster. 5 minutes for every 1 hour. So what is gaining, what is meaning of gaining 5 minutes for every 1 hour? Gaining 5 minutes for every 1 hour means, let us go 9 to 10 1 hour. So if you are checking in the original clock, the time is going to be only 1 hour, but in the same time it is going to gain 5 minutes extra. That means here it is going to show extra by 1 hour 5 minutes, because for after every 1 hour it is going to show 1 hour 5 minutes. That means the original clock is moving 60 minutes, the faulty clock is going to move 65 minutes, so it is going to show the time as 10:05. After one more hour the time is going to be 11, but this one is going to show 11:10, because 60 minutes 65 minutes and so on. Now my question is, if the original clock is showing 4 p.m., what is the time in the wrong clock? That is the first model. He is going to give you the original time. He is going to give you the original time and ask you to find out the time in the faulty clock. So it is very simple. If you know the original time and if you want to find out faulty time, you just need to identify how the dials are moving. See, after every 1 hour I am getting 5 minutes extra. After every 1 hour I am getting 5 minutes extra. Like that, if you observe here, 1 hour 5 minutes. From 2 hours I am getting 10 minutes extra. So simply find out how much time gap is there from starting to ending. So starting at 9 o'clock and ending at 4 p.m. So how many hours are there? If you are confusing, take 4 as 16. Why? Because like 24 hours you can take on a day. So 4 p.m. means 16. From 9 to 16, how many hours are there? We are having 7 hours. For every 1 hour we are going to gain 5 minutes, means in 7 hours we can gain 35 minutes. And if you observe here, the faulty time is always more than the original time. So add 35 minutes here, you will get your answer. So the answer is going to be 4:35 in the wrong clock. I am going to repeat one more time. So they are going to give some example, like the original one is gaining, the original one is losing, like that. So take that gap and find out how many times you are getting that gap between starting and ending. So in between 9 and 4 I am getting 7 times 1 hour. So every 1 hour if I am getting 5 minutes, means in 7 hours I am going to gain 35 minutes. Simply add it, you will get your answer. And let us take slowing down case also. Like I am setting both at 9, the original one is showing 10, 11 and so on. If the original one is showing 4 p.m., what will be the time in the faulty one? So it is going to 9 o'clock. After it is going to show 9:55, because this time it is losing 5 minutes for every 1 hour. Then 10:50 and so on. Here what is happening? The same thing. It is losing 5 minutes, and how many hours are there in between 9 and 4? You are having 7 hours. So you are going to lose 35 minutes. So simply subtract 35 minutes from here, because the faulty time is less than the original time. So 4 p.m. minus 35 minutes is going to be 3:25. This is the time in the wrong clock. So what I want to say here is, if you know the original time and if you want to find out faulty time, find out how much time gap is there. Multiply that with your fault. Add or subtract to the original clock so that you will get the faulty clock. Okay, observe what is actually happening there. Then I will tell you how to calculate from wrong clock to original clock. Observe what is happening there. I am just finding out how many hours are there, because I am gaining after every 1 hour. If I am gaining after every 50 minutes, then I am going to find out how many 50 minutes are there in between them. We will solve one more problem, don't worry. Just I want to give you some basic idea of how the gaining and losing case working there. So this one is the original one and this is the faulty one. Okay. Let's move on how to find it from fault to original this time. That means, see like this. I am setting both of them at 9 o'clock, original one and faulty one. But this time I am going to gain 5 minutes for every 1 hour. But I know the fault time, like from at 10 o'clock it is going to show 10:05. The same thing, 11 o'clock this is going to show 11:10. But my question is, if the faulty clock is showing 4:35, what will be the original time in the original clock? If the faulty clock is showing 4:35, what will be the time in the original clock? Now here you should not simply subtract 35. Why? Because just because it is one day you can guess, but if you are having 10 days and 15 days, you can't guess how many hours are exactly there. That's why if you know the faulty time, if you want to find out original time, you have to compare the terms. Compare means how much original clock is equal to how much the faulty clock. So 60 minutes in the original clock is equal to 65 minutes in the faulty clock. 60 minutes in the original clock is equal to 65 minutes in the faulty clock. Then find out how many minutes are there from starting to ending. From starting to ending we are having 7 hours 35 minutes. 7 hours means 420 minutes extra 35. We are having 455 minutes here. So now compare. If you are having 455 minutes in the wrong clock, how many minutes are there in the original clock? 455 into 60 by 65. You are going to get 420 minutes. 420 minutes means 7 hours. That means if you are having 7 hours 35 minutes, original clock you are going to have only 7 hours. So from here, move it by 7 hours, you are going to get your answer as 4 p.m. So if you know the faulty clock and if you want to find out original clock, what you need to do there is compare it, like how much in the original clock, how much equal to faulty clock. 60 minutes in the original clock is equal to 65 in the faulty clock. Then find out how many minutes are there in the faulty clock, do the cross multiplication to find out the minutes in the original clock. Convert those minutes into hours, you can just move that many hours from the starting point to get the original answer. Okay, we'll solve one more, like how to do the losing case. The same 9 and 9 example, but this time we are losing 5 minutes for every 1 hour. If the faulty one is showing 3:25, what is the time in the original one? The same example. 60 minutes in the original clock is equal to 55 in the faulty clock. Now how many minutes are there from 9 to 3:25? After completion of both of them, I will repeat once again. So from 9 o'clock to 3:25, how many minutes are there? From 9 o'clock to 3:25 means, let us take 3 as 15. So 6 hours 25 minutes. 6 hours means 360 minutes plus 25, 385 minutes. So if you are having 385 minutes in the wrong clock, how many minutes are going to be there in the original clock? So 385 into 60 by 55. Again you are going to get 420 minutes. 420 minutes means 7 hours. That means if you are having 6 hours 25 minutes in the wrong clock means that is equals to 7 hours in the original clock. From the starting point, move it by 7 hours, you will get your answer. Simple thing. If you know the faulty one and if you want to find out original one, you need to compare. How you are going to compare? How many minutes in the original clock is equal to how many minutes in the faulty clock? So simply find out how many minutes are there from starting to ending in the faulty clock. Just do the cross multiplication to find out the minutes in the original clock. Then you will get your answer directly. 420 minutes means 7 hours. So instead of moving it from the starting point, take the starting point as 9. From here, move it by the hours you got here. You will get your answer. Similarly for a losing case. I am going to repeat one last time. If it is original clock to faulty clock, you are going to add or subtract the missed time. But if it is from faulty clock to original clock, you are going to compare. Remember, comparison method can be used for here as well as here. But the addition and subtraction can be used for only this method, not the second one. The comparison method, like 60 equal 65, 60 equal 55, that you have to use only, that you can use for both first rule as well as second, like faulty to original as well as original to faulty. Both you can apply that method, comparison method. But addition and subtraction method, you have to go from only from original to fault, but not from fault to original. Like if you know the original time and if you want to find out faulty time, then only you have to add or subtract the missed time, like 35 minutes and 35 minutes. But if you know the faulty and you want to find out original, the only method here is comparison. Look at them for 1 minute. If you're having any doubt, you can ask. Then I will solve one of the problem from one of the website, then we'll wind up. Okay, let's solve one problem on this model so that you will get somewhat better idea like how it's gonna be in the examination. I think one problem will be somewhere here. We'll check that one. Faulty clock, faulty clock, faulty clock. Yep. Yeah, we're having one problem here. We'll solve this one. Just to give you some idea. You got already the idea, so just some practice. So what he is doing is a watch which gaining, guys, gaining 5 seconds for every 3 minutes. That's the gaining case. It is gaining 5 seconds for every 3 minutes, and you are setting right at 7 a.m. Okay, you are setting this one at 7 and this one also at 7. Afternoon at the same day, when the watch indicate quarter past 4, that is 4:15. The faulty one is showing 4:15, and you need to find out the true time or original time. You are setting both of them at 7, and in the evening if the faulty one is showing 4:15, that is quarter past 4, you need to find out true time, and the speed here is 5 seconds for every 3 minutes. That's the only data. Now if you know the faulty time, if you want to find out original, the only method here is comparison, like how much in the original clock equal to how much in the faulty clock. I know that. See, this is the original clock and this is the faulty clock. 3 minutes in the original clock is equal to 3 minutes gaining case, 5 seconds extra in the faulty clock. But comparing minutes and seconds is somewhat difficult. That's why we will convert everything into minutes. I am going to write this one as 3 minutes plus 5 seconds, and I am converting this 5 seconds into minutes by dividing with 60. That is 1 by 12. So you are going to get 37 by 12, like 36 plus 1, 37 by 12. So now the comparison became like this: original, fault. Original 3 minutes equal to faulty 37 by 12 minutes. We got the comparison. Then find out how many minutes are there from starting to ending, from 7 o'clock to 4:15. From 7 o'clock to 4:15, how many minutes are there? Simple thing. Take 4 as 16. So it is around 9 hours 15 minutes. 9 hours 15 minutes means 540 plus 15. 555 minutes. So if you are having 555 minutes in the like wrong clock, how many minutes will be there in the original clock? Do the cross multiplication. 555 into 3 by 37 by 12. You can use your calculator if you want. So I think why do waste the time? I will just use the calculator and tell you. So 37 by 12, just give me 1 minute. 3.08, 555 into 3 by 3. You are going to get 540 minutes. 540 minutes means that exactly 9 hours. That means from starting you are going to move by only 9 hours. That is, the answer is going to be 4 p.m. I will explain once again. Listen. Whenever he is saying that both of them are starting at 7, and when the faulty one is showing 4:15, what is the original time? If you want to find out faulty to original, the only method is comparison. Comparison means how much in the original clock equal to how much in the faulty clock. It is gaining means the faulty clock is going to move faster. 3 minutes in the original clock equal to 3 minutes 5 seconds in the faulty clock. But I don't want to mix minutes and seconds, that's why I'm converting everything into minutes. So 5 seconds minutes means 5 by 60 minutes. So 3 minutes plus 5 by 60, that will be 37 by 12. Now our problem is like this: 3 minutes in the original clock is equal to 37 by 12 minutes in the faulty clock. Now how many minutes are there from 7 to 4:15? Count the minutes. 9 hours 15 minutes means 555 minutes in the faulty clock is equal to how many minutes in the original clock? Do the cross multiplication, you are going to get 540 minutes. 540 minutes means 9 hours. So from 7 to 9 hours means the answer is going to be 4 p.m. Let us check the answer here. As you can see, the answer is 4 p.m. I will just move the screen so you will get better idea. See, the answer here is 4 p.m. That's it. That is about clocks. Try to solve as many problems as you can before the next class. If you are having any doubts, just post in the Telegram group. I will try to solve it and send it to you. I hope the session is somewhat interesting to you. So if you are having any doubt, you can ask. I will wait for 1 to 2 minutes. If you are having any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave. We are having 3 more minutes and wait for your doubt session. If it is clear, please type C. Okay, thank you all. You can leave. We'll continue next topic in tomorrow's class. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss, I think, time and work. We'll update in your group. Okay. Thank you very much. You can leave now. Okay, thank you all. You can leave. We'll continue next topic.